Thank you. Good morning. This will be my fourth quarter teaching at OLLI, and I'm so very, very happy to be here. Let me briefly introduce my long-suffering assistant, Joelle, who knows more about music history than any dog should have to. So Gilbert and Sullivan, why? Well, so many reasons. If you say the Victorian period, everything, oh yes, Victorians, they were very serious, they were very uptight, they were very repressed. That's a side of it. Then there was the other side of the Victorian period, and I like to think of Gilbert and Sullivan's comic operas as the beach blanket Babylon of Victorian London. Multiple layers of reference and satire, some of which were highly specific to a particular moment in time and a particular situation, and we'll talk more about those in the class, some of which are very, very general and we can immediately appreciate today. So there's two aspects of this because like any texted music, you have two sides of it. The words by W.S. Gilbert, again, participating in this long tradition of British satire, of criticizing of very hallowed institutions. I mean, the church, the Queen, marriage, the Royal Navy, parliamentary government. That's just a few things that get sent up in these operas that if you want to talk about sacred cows. So that is what happens in Gilbert's libretti. Now, in Sullivan's, Arthur Sullivan does a similar thing musically. He was an incredibly well-trained and knowledgeable composer. And because he's writing in the mid-19th century, where there was already a strong consciousness of music history, he alludes to music across many centuries, from Renaissance madrigals to Handel oratorios, to popular tunes and marches, to opera by Verdi and Wagner of his own time. So rich levels of reference and parody and cleverness, both in the music and in the text. Now, these two gentlemen did something that annoys me because we only have 6 sessions at OLLI and they wrote more than 6 wonderful comic operas, which is really inconvenient. But what we're going to do is talk about 5 of the operas, HMS Pinafore, Pirates of Penzance, Iolanthe, The Mikado, and The Gondoliers. Now, there are several others that are fantastic, but these each have a particular kind of reference or point, and they're some of the most popular ones. And then the last session, we're going to talk about Gilbert and Sullivan's legacy. And if Gilbert and Sullivan were doing parody and reference, there have been generations of people parodying Gilbert and Sullivan and referring to that as well. So that will be what the last session will do, is look at how this plays into a tradition of musical and textual satire. Now, like Lauren's class, there's absolutely no previous knowledge of music necessary, no ability to read music is necessary. We will have discussions, I'll be playing lots of recordings, hopefully some DVDs as well. We will have some words for you because if you know particularly the faster patter songs of Gilbert and Sullivan, the words go by incredibly fast. They're incredibly funny, but you may miss them in the first listening. So we will have texts for you for the words. But no previous musical experience is necessary. And one cardinal rule I have in my classes is there is no such thing as a dumb question. If you ask it, someone else will be very grateful you did because they will be wondering the same thing. So, as I always say at these introductions, come, listen, learn, and join the adventure. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, John.